All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you a little bit about what's going on today. As you can see from my friends behind me here, I'm on the Black Pearl. No, not really, but Morgan, yes.
I'm guessing it's National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Tomorrow is National Talk Like a Pirate Day, but we won't be here tomorrow. So yes, in our class today is National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
I
Okay,
got it because of the pirate.
right. So also yesterday you had a bell ringer. I did that purposefully so that we wouldn't waste time with it today. I wanted you guys to incorporate the bell ringer into today's lessons with the things that you're going to think about today and brainstorm. So we're going to go back to the bell ringer and kind of check that out. I'm actually going to access Google Classroom and just sort of screen share with you real fast. If I can find it real fast here. Okay, I'm going to pin Google Classroom to the edge of the page here. I'm going to go ahead and access your Google Classroom, and then I'm going to start screen sharing with you guys, and we'll actually look at some of your responses. Make sure, number one, that you're turning them in and know how to turn them in, and number two, to get some ideas. All right, Melody is just entering the class. I'm going to mark her off the roll here. All right. Okay, first and last names and video, guys. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people not showing video. So yesterday, I had some people not showing video in my last class of the day. Pretty sure they were outside playing basketball because I had another person look and see because I actually know these kids. And they're like, yep, he's outside playing basketball, Mr. State. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get him when I get home. So that's kind of one reason that we show video. You don't have to necessarily, you can do this as long as I see that you're there in the shadows like a Ninja Turtle. Okay. Instead of playing video games or something. All right. Melody, how you say your last name?
Roselle.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm gonna screen share with you real fast. Okay, so you should be seeing Google Classrooms pop up. It should be your class period. You'll notice there's a Zoom link on there and a couple other assignments. We're gonna go to classwork. We're gonna pull up the bell ringer tab, click on bell ringers, which are due today. 20 of you have turned it in, 4 of you have not. 20 is pretty good. We can go down and we can look at any one of these. First and foremost, I haven't given grades, so I don't care to show this on screen. But basically, this is how it works. If number one, I'm going to take volunteers. If you don't volunteer, then I'll have to pick a couple of people at least to share with us, just so you can get an idea as to what the assignment was about, and give us a starting point for a discussion. That's how that works. So does anybody want to volunteer to read us what you wrote? And I can pull that up on the screen so everybody can see it. Just with a show of hands, you can put your hand up if you want to volunteer. If you don't, I'll just call on people and you might get lucky and you might not. So I'll give it a once over. Another reason why we share video. Davey, Catherine, and Trey. Okay, so I'm not seeing any hands. So you know what that means. I get to pick. Who can I pick on? We'll just go down the row here and do first to last. So I'm just going to give it a once over. This person turned it in at least. We'll look at it. This is what my view looks like. And again, I haven't given any grades, so not giving any information away here. So I posed a question to you. What would life be like if you were a pirate? Answer this question by telling us about your day as a pirate. If you suddenly woke up as one, discuss a few different ways your life would be altered and what you might experience. This can be a narrative story format, or it can be written more like a 5-paragraph informative essay. That part is up to you. I'm assuming most people chose a story format. This person chose an essay format. Haha. Joke's on me. Looks really good. Just rule of thumb, I would capitalize all letter I's, but that looks pretty good to me. So Alyssa Ellis, you want to kind of walk us through what you wrote about? You don't have to read it word for word, but it's an essay sort of format. So what are the 3 things that you would do? Do you remember? Just kind of want to touch on those for us. You don't have to say it like a pirate yet, so it's not that hard. I don't even know if she's here today. Yep.
I remember saying that I would hang out with my crew on my ship and I would try and enjoy my new lifestyle as being a pirate and go on treasure hunts. I think that's what I said. Or something like that.
Yeah, treasure hunts. Second paragraph. Yep. Learn your new lifestyle. Good job. Yep. Okay. So was that hard, Alyssa, to say that to everybody, or are you still breathing? You're still alive, right? Thumbs up. She's good, guys. So if you have to speak on the microphone, it's not that bad. All right. So we can exit out of that and we can go get someone else. I'm picking on somebody. All right. Just answering a couple chat messages there. So Emily Deal, what happened in your day as a pirate? You don't have to read it word for word, but just kind of give us an overview.
I said, like, I would, can't really remember, but I remember saying, like, I would,
It's on the screen if you want to look at it.
if I woke up, I said when I would wake up on the pirate ship, I'd be scared and confused.
Okay.
And, like, during the day, like, maybe fight some other people. I don't know. Like, we get, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called.
Okay. Yeah. I would definitely be scared if I woke up on a pirate ship too. That'd be crazy. Good job. Okay. So let's hear from. Heard from a couple girl pirates. Hear from a guy pirate. And then we'll go on. Trace, I'm pulling yours up. You want to go ahead and tell us what you wrote about?
I read about what it would be like on a pirate ship.
So I would be a little confused at first, but then I'd realize, whoa, I'm a pirate. I'd be looking for kind of
Definitely.
food they eat. And what else was it? Oh, and looking for the treasure.
I see you are interested in doing some deep sea pirate fishing. That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Okay. Yeah, those all were good jobs. And those were just some examples of what you should do. If you didn't do it or if you did it incorrectly, those are all really good examples. So, and on bell ringers, I don't grade spelling or grammar mistakes. I just want to know what's on your mind. That's what a bell ringer is all about. We're just brainstorming ideas because we're going to use those ideas today, actually. So what I'm going to do is, oh man, I think Trace is still open mic. I'm going to mute you, Trace. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to share with you guys a video. It's on YouTube, but it won't let me access the YouTube video. But I'll pull up this little YouTube channel that I have with my kids, and you can't really comment on anything. They lock that if you have a kids content sort of channel. But we like to, me and my little boy and my little girl, more so my little boy, my little girl doesn't like to do it anymore, but she's getting too big. But we kind of put stories on YouTube, and so but it won't let me access that particular video. I don't know why. It's pretty kid friendly. So when I go down the list, it's not even on there. Some stories are, but this one that I want you to listen to is, well, actually it is. It might work now. It didn't work before. Oh, hey, it works. Cool. All right, so we'll just look at that now. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up for you, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm sharing audio with you. Okay, so I want to take you on a journey with a person who had the same question kind of posed to them. This is sort of like what would happen if you suddenly got to be a pirate for a day. This is one little boy's perspective. So follow along. It is written by a lady named Melinda Long, but probably most famous, illustrated by a guy named David Shannon. I know you've read Stripes in grade school. You remember that book with that little girl on the front cover that looked like a rainbow? He wrote that. I know you guys read that. Everybody's read that. This is the same guy. But this is the story of Jeremy Jacob, so listen to it. How I Became a Pirate by Melinda Long, illustrated by David Shannon. Pirates have green teeth, when they have any teeth at all. I know about pirates, because one day, when I was at the beach building a sandcastle and minding my own business, a pirate ship sailed into view. I knew what it was, because its flag had a skull and crossbones on it, and because I could hear the pirates singing, "Hey ho, blow the man down." They were a little off key. I tried to tell Dad, but he was busy setting up the beach umbrella. I tried to tell Mom, but she was busy slathering my baby sister with sunblock. So I went back to my sandcastle, but I kept an eye on the pirates. By then, they were rowing to shore. When they landed, the head pirate climbed out of the boat and yelled, "Ahoy there, matey! Be this the Spanish Main?" "No," I said. "This is North Beach." "Shiver me timbers," the pirate said. "We must have taken a wrong turn at Bora Bora." He walked around my sandcastle. He looked at the moat, then yelled back to his crew, "He's a digger, he is, and a good one to boot." "Aye, a good one to boot," the others agreed. "What be your name, matey?"
the head pirate asked. Jeremy Jacobs, sir, I told him. Well, Jeremy Jacob, he said, you're looking at Braidbeard and his crew. We've been needing a digger like yourself. We've a chest of treasure to bury. Aye, treasure, the others shouted. You're coming with us, Braidbeard told me. I didn't think Mom and Dad would mind as long as I got back in time for soccer practice the next day. That's how I became a pirate. As soon as we were on board, Braidbeard showed me the chest of gold and jewels. Got to find a safe place for this here treasure. It's high time we were off, he announced. We're off, we all shouted. And then we all set sail. There was plenty to do on board. The pirates taught me to sing sea shanties. The louder, the better. And to say real pirate stuff like landlubber and scurvy dog. By dinner time, I could speak pirate perfectly. I also learned pirate manners. Braidbeard pounded his fist on the table and yelled, Down the hatch, me laddies. Down the hatch, we all shouted. Braidbeard gulped his food and said, Hand over the meat. The meat, we all roared. Nobody told us to finish our spinach. There wasn't any. Or to chew up our carrots. They weren't allowed on board. We talked with our mouths full, and nobody said please or thank you. After dinner, I tried to teach the pirates to play soccer. Braidbeard kicked the ball and yelled, Arr, soccer! Arr, soccer! The crew yelled. Then everybody dove for the ball at once, and it rolled right off the deck. After it, me hearties, Braidbeard commanded. After it, we all whispered. We fought over who would go get the ball, but it didn't matter anyway because a shark came along and swallowed it in one gulp. So much for soccer. By now, it was past my bedtime. But nobody tells pirates to go to bed, to take a bath, or to brush their teeth. Maybe that's why their teeth are green. Pirates sleep with one eye open, just in case. And they don't change into pajamas, unless they want to. Pirates don't do anything they don't want to, except for maybe swabbing the decks. I wanted to be a pirate forever. But then I found out what else they don't do. When I couldn't stay awake any longer, I asked Braidbeard to tuck me in and read me a story. Tuck you in, he bellowed. Pirates don't tuck. No tucking, the crew cried. And the only thing they had to read was a map. Don't you have any books? I asked. Braidbeard looked confused. Books? I didn't even bother to ask about a goodnight kiss. It wasn't easy to fall asleep without a story, but I was finally dozing off when a storm broke. Thunder boomed and lightning flashed. I tried to hide under the cover as waves slammed up against the ship, but I kept falling out of my hammock. I couldn't find anyone in the cabin. They were all on deck. Lower the sails, Braidbeard shouted. Batten down the hatches. Everybody ran around yelling and lowering and battening. Nobody had time to sit close and tell me it would be over soon. Nobody even noticed me. I decided that I didn't want to be a pirate after all. Just then, flash, crash, crack. Lightning hit the mast and split it right down the middle. What do we do now? Yelled one of the pirates. We'll have to turn back, called another. But the treasure, hollered Braidbeard. Where will we bury the treasure? I stepped forward. Maybe I can help, I shouted over the wind. I think I know the perfect digging spot. When the storm was over, we rowed back to shore and buried the chest. We drew a map so we could find the treasure again, but I don't think I'll need it. After that, the pirates repaired the ship and got ready to set sail. Before they left, Braybeard handed me a flag and said, "You make a fine pirate, Jeremy Jacob. Guard that treasure well. We'll be back to get it soon enough." "Soon enough," the crew repeated. "And if you ever need us," Braybeard added, "just run the Jolly Roger up yonder pole." Up yonder pole, the others shouted. "And maybe I will, but not today. I have soccer practice."
Okay, so that was, I know it was a little kid story, but it did exactly what I asked you to do. It kind of took us on a day in the life of sort of a tale, which you guys were to do in your bell ringer, but also I'm going to give you another task by the end of class. It's an interactive task that will sort of do the same thing, but in a different way. So be ready for that. Now I'm going to take you to some other places that deal with being a pirate. So number one, I'm going to talk to you a little about what life might have been like if you were a pirate, or, you know, that, oh, hang on one second. Never mind. It stopped. Okay, so I'm going to kind of take you on a tour about what it might have been like to be a pirate. So let me do a new share and I will show you a video. Or let's just see if that works like this.
Have you now?
Okay. Show of hands, thumbs up if you can hear that and see the video, just to make sure. Thumbs up. Okay, good to go. All right, this is a real quick video on history of pirates and piracy.
Have you now?
When you think about it, it's pretty strange that our culture would celebrate pirates the way we do. We have pirate movies, pirate festivals, and we love dressing up as pirates for costume parties or trick-or-treating. But pirates in the real world are anything but lovable in a scruffy kind of way. Piracy, to start with, is the criminal act of robbery, usually violent robbery, on the ocean. Some of the earliest documented acts of piracy, in fact, include the Phoenicians, who made their money kidnapping boys and girls to sell into slavery. Not exactly yo-ho-ho cute, you think? Some very famous people were victims of pirates. Roman Emperor Julius Caesar was taken and held prisoner by pirates, and Irish pirates captured and enslaved St. Patrick when he was just a boy. When we think of pirates, we may think of the Vikings, who raided cities all along the Western European coastline for hundreds of years. Maybe you've read the popular Hagar the Horrible comic strip about the misadventures of a Viking raider. More likely, though, when we think of pirates, we think of Pirates of the Caribbean from around 300 years ago. The reason why those pirates were so successful is kind of funny. When the English defeated Spain and took over the Caribbean island of Jamaica, they encouraged pirates to attack and rob their enemies and sell what they stole at a growing Jamaican port. These buccaneers grew so rich that they took and fortified an entire island, Tortuga, to use as a home base for themselves. But the Vikings and the Pirates of the Caribbean aren't history's only pirates. In fact, anywhere you look across the waves and across time, you'll find robbery on the high seas. There were the Illyrians from the time of ancient Greece and Rome, who made crossing the Mediterranean particularly risky. There were the Ushkaniks, who robbed and killed up and down the Volga River in Russia. There were the Bugis pirates, who looted in Asian waters from Singapore to the Philippines. But I bet you didn't know that the United States Constitution allows the U.S. government to enlist pirates. Okay, technically they were called privateers who were granted letters of marque and reprisal, but they did the same thing as pirates. Attack and rob ships at sea, and they did it in the name of the United States in the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812, which was the last time Congress authorized piracy. And did you know that pirates are still around today, thieving the many waterways of the world? They definitely aren't cute in a scruffy sort of way. Modern pirates use some heavy-duty weapons, including machine guns and rocket-propelled grenades. They cause $16 billion of economic damage every year. You can view a live piracy map online to see exactly where pirates are active around the world. So it seems strange that we celebrate pirates in our popular culture, from Treasure Island, to Captain Hook, to the Pirates of Penzance, to sports teams like the Raiders, the Vikings, the Buccaneers, and the Pittsburgh Pirates, and of course, in movies like the blockbuster Pirates of the Caribbean. Strange, yes. After all, pirates are murderous thieves, but there is a big difference between the pirates on the seas and the pirates on our screens.
You may throw my hat if you like. Aye, aye, Captain. Hooray! Now go and get it.
Okay, so that was just a historical account of piracy. Now, I wanted to give you that perspective before we went on because you kind of need to know that going into what we're going to do next. Pirates weren't always the way that we perceive them to be, especially as they were made famous in Hollywood. That Hollywood theme seems to come back up again and again. But before being written about in a book, because when you write a book and you want people to read it, you don't want it to be boring. So I think Robert Louis Stevenson, who wrote Treasure Island, probably gave us pirate speak and made it popular to the masses, because before there were movies, believe it or not, there were books. And so he wrote pirate language into the books, and he wanted them to appear eccentric and kind of weird and creepy at the same time. And so he made them kind of sound educated but uneducated, and he wanted them to be worldly but unworldly at the same time. That means, they travel the world and they see all this stuff, but they're still kind of scary to be around. So he wanted them to be perceived that way. So pirates probably didn't really talk the way we think they do, as far as National Talk Like a Pirate Day is concerned. And there are articles out there that will prove that. And I usually share them in my class and have students report on talking like a pirate, but that's sort of the boring activity that we do in class. With Talk Like a Pirate Day, we read the article, we take a quiz on Newsella, or we annotate, or we do the writing components. And you've had enough of that this week, so I thought I would just kind of talk about that. And I'm going to give you some other ways to be immersed in pirate language, and we're going to do that now. I'm going to share some other things with you. Let me just get rid of this one. What I'm going to share with you now is a link that's actually going to, I have to generate it on this website because it won't work on my my browser in the school. So if you're in the school right now, this won't work, but otherwise it will. Okay, so just going to go back to Google Classroom and share this link. I'm going to share it in chat too. So I'll pull that up real quick and message everybody. Okay, so go here, and what you're going to do is generate a pirate name. This is a pirate name generator. So before we start acting like pirates, I thought I would give you a pirate personality, or at least a pirate name, which could help with your pirate personality. So this is just a fun way to interact with the class. And if your name is suitable, you can shoot that in the chat. Just share it with us in chat if it's interesting or not something that you probably wouldn't want to share. This website is blocked at school, but it's never been bad when I'm on it, so I thought it'd be okay to share. So you guys can go ahead and generate your own pirate name and then tell us what your pirate name is in the chat box. Was everybody able to access that in the chat box? Do I need to put it in Google Classroom for anybody? Thumbs up, thumbs up. I can't see most of you having a thumbs up because you don't have your video on. So how am I supposed to interact with the class if I can't see you? Emily, you got a problem? No? Okay. Nice. Filthy Jimbo Grim. Yeah, definitely some interesting names coming up in the chat feed. I like that. And someone's trying to get into the room or into the class that I don't have on my roster. Check and see if I have it next week. All right, so as you can see, the chat is being flooded with those crazy names. Captain Lucy Rotmeat. Yeah, definitely. Captain Bob Bloodbeard. So true. Bloodbeard, that's good. Pirates shed a lot of blood. Did you know that on a boat they employed a carpenter just so they could have sawdust to put down where the cannons were so that pirates wouldn't slip on their own blood? Isn't that gross? But that would be one way of not wasting your materials. The carpenter on the boat actually saved the sawdust so they could use it. Very cool. All right. Next thing I'm going to share with you, I'm going to put this link in the chat as well. You guys are going to like this one. This is an interesting one. I'm sharing it on screen right now. Going to throw that out to everybody on chat. So you should be able to see this pop up on your screen. This is going to be our pirate translator. It works just like Google Translator, that if you put something down, and I'm going to keep the chat up so we can keep seeing those names. But if you put, so I can keep seeing the names. I don't even know if you guys can see the chat on my screen, but it's on my screen so I can respond to you. So if I put something in the, and by the way, if you want to interact with the translator, you have to click the link so it takes you to that particular web page. Across the top, you'll see some tabs that will open up some other interesting things. But right now, anything you put in the chat box or in the text box and press translate, it will change into pirate speak for you. So usually what I do is I share some vocabulary words, and you have to research the vocabulary words, and you have to generate your own sort of text, and I have you do a dialogue with one another. This one is going to bypass that, so we can actually do a dialogue a little bit later in a virtual setting. But this translator will translate your English into pirate speak. So I'm a very good guy becomes I be a mighty good scallywag. And you have to kind of enunciate some of the words, and you have to talk in a gruff voice, you know, even add a British or Australian or some kind of extravagant, eccentric accent. Okay, I'll be a mighty good scallywag. Yeah. Or you could say something like, I am hungry. And that translates to, I'll be starving. So you get this sort of pirate speak being generated. And pirate speak has to do sometimes not with the words, but with the enunciation of certain words or the stressed syllables of certain words. So just the way they say the word makes them a pirate. Doesn't really change the way the word is used, or it's not even a different word. It's just the way they say it, which is very interesting. And the way that they use the linking verbs and things like that. So this pirate language was born through things like Treasure Island, which was a book written a couple hundred years ago, and movies like Captain Blood from an Errol Flynn movie made in like the late 30s, early 40s, or Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp. You still get that sort of pirate look, pirate speech, and it's even more exaggerated in cartoons and things like that. So a couple of things that will help you today. Number one, the pirate name generator. Number two, the online pirate translator, which is also an app if you want to download it for your phone. But very cool features. Now I'm not going to ask you to write some sentences and tell us what you wrote. Just explore it for yourself. Just kind of put in some stuff and see what happens, just to get a feel for what pirate language becomes. And I'm gonna go on and share some other stuff with you. I was showing the other class just to show them on my Amazon Prime. If you go there, you can actually watch Pirates Band of Misfits for free. So this is that.
The Chinese and the Welsh.
Then our navy rules the ocean.
Almost entirely, Your Majesty.
Almost.
Unfortunately, just here, we're still having a little trouble with pirates.
What does it say on my royal crest, Admiral?
I hate pirates, Mum.
Exactly. Hate them. With their idiotic shanties, and their ridiculous hats, and their endless blasted roaring. I want them sunk, Admiral. Scuppered, smashed, fed to the sharks. Do you hear me? I hate pirates!
Interesting.
It's the looting.
Okay, so that's an hour and like a hour and 45-minute long movie, so I'm not gonna make you watch that, obviously. But hey, if you were interested in pirates and you want to, there it is. The link, you can find it up there. So on to class-related activities. Back to Google Classrooms. What I'm gonna do for you now is I'm actually gonna share an assignment with you. I'm just gonna build it right here in front of you. I'm gonna go to classwork, and I'm gonna go down to, or up to, assign, create an assignment. You guys are going to get a slideshow presentation, and I'll open that in just a minute and show you how it works. But the slideshow presentation is actually a choice board. We like to use choice boards, especially for virtual learning, but even in a regular class setting, because it gives you a learning menu and it lets you take responsibility for your own learning, and it gives you a choice in the activities that you want to produce and finish. So it kind of gives you a say in the classroom, and that's important. So this is just going to be called Pirate Choice Board. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say that the instructions are within the assignment, because they are, and it's very clear. And then I'm just going to add from my Google Drive a Google Slides presentation, just like what we've been messing around with for the past few days. Google Slides. Google Slides is very adaptable to any situation. I like it, so we'll continue to use it. This is the one that I think I want to add. When you go in and add things as an assignment, if you click Students Can View File, that means you guys can just look at it. If I go down and I click students can edit file, that means you get mine and you can change mine and you can edit mine and the next person can edit yours. And it's only one thing that gets passed around and everybody can edit it. So you can see everything everybody does and they can change everything. So we don't want to do that either. So we're just going to make a copy for every student. And then I'm just going to give you, I'm not going to put a due date on it just yet, but it is worth quite a bit of points. So I'm going to assign that to you and it should be on your Google Classroom. And what you're going to do is you're going to access that. I'm also going to access it just so that we can all see it together on the screen. And then what I'd like to do is put you into breakout rooms and have you work on this together. So I'm going to go down to, well, I'm going to go up to, I keep saying down. We're going to go to the Pirate Choice Board and we're going to look at it. All right, so everybody should be seeing this on their screen. It's shared with you in Google Classroom, so you need to pull it up. It's going to look like a slideshow, an editable slideshow. First thing I would suggest you do is change the name, put your name and your class period on there, like, you know, Captain One-Eyed Willie from 3rd period. That's a Goonies reference, probably. All right. You're going to see, I'm going to put up in present mode. A couple of things you need to note. Present mode is up here, and this is your slide editing sort of marginal toolbar here. You have to manipulate between both of these two things. You got to switch. You got to present it to be able to use the links in the choice board, and then you got to exit that and go back to be able to edit it, to save it and send it to me. So we'll go present first, just so you can see it from the way it was intended to be seen. As you can see down here, there's a couple of different options for you in this little toolbar. There's a Q&A section. I can actually click that and while I'm live presenting this on screen, and it'll pull up a URL for you. If you go to that URL, you can send me questions as you work on this in your breakout room. So we'll do that in just a minute once I get you guys started. But as I go through the slide presentation, you can see that I'm swashbuckling pirate in the background on the movie screen. Here are your instructions. The instructions say view in present mode, so links work. Choose 3 items from the choice board. Click the doubloon to go back to the choice board. Each choice must be a different color map. You may type the answers on the choice slide in edit mode. That's where the slides are to the side. Turn in the assignment to Google Classrooms. Okay, so as I go to the choice board, you'll see that I have 3 differently colored maps, and those maps have links on them. They actually have some text on them. So you are only allowed to click one of each color map. That's your choice. So you can click this first one that says finish the pirate riddle. That means you can't click the second one that says finish the pirate riddle. You can only choose one. And when you do that, it takes you somewhere else so you can do the assignment. This one says X marks the spot, solve for X. So does the other tan one. This one, the brown ones are actually research questions, but they take you to a specific place, and doing the research is easy. I'll show you that now. So I'm not going to reveal the pirate riddles and the solve for X math equations. So we're kind of doing writing across the curriculum, teaching across curriculum. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on one of these other ones. I'm going to click on one of the brown ones. So why might a pirate have a parrot for a pet? Let's click on that. When you click on it, it takes you to another slide where, remember, there's a doubloon in case you need to go back. So you just click on that link. It says use a website called the Pirate Ship to find your answer. And that's also internally linked. So if you click on that, it takes you to an external link, which is a website called the Pirate Ship. And from there, you will see a bunch of tabs that will help you in your research. So you will find under the tabs, probably be a good idea to read the tabs because it will take you to the section of the website that you need to answer the question. Right there it says Pirates Parrot, and the other ones are on there too. So when you get that choice, I was just giving you a heads up, that's where it is. All right, so, and then you just go back to the edit screen. So you would exit the present mode and you would just click on that particular slide. So you would have to find it. And then you would answer just by adding a text box. But it allows you to get some say in what you're learning about or what you're wanting to research, or the difficulty level of the assignment. You might think something's harder than something else and you choose the easy one, or you may not understand, so you have another option in case you don't understand. So it gives you some choices. All right, so you're going to pull those up, and I'm going to plug my laptop up, but you're going to pull those up in your own Google Slides view, and I'm going to go back to Zoom, and I'm going to separate you into breakout rooms. But first, I'm going to pause recording, and I'm going. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you've ever heard of a breakout room, but I'm going to put you into a breakout room so that you guys can kind of talk amongst yourselves about this choice board. I want you to work on it together in your breakout rooms, and I'm going to give you so many minutes to do that. And we'll do 6 breakout rooms with 3 to 4 people per room. And that's going to allow you to go to a separate place. It's going to tell you to join breakout room, and I will still be able to pop in and out and check on your discussions. I want you to verbally talk to one another. Go to the same choices, decide on which choices you want to do as a group. And then at the bottom, in the very last slide, you'll notice a slide for you to be able to add all participants to your slide. So whoever was participating in that room, add that. I would ask that you work on this kind of quickly. They're not hard assignments. They're very simple to do. And I'm going to give you a good amount of time, maybe 15 minutes. The research questions are not hard research questions. They're just reading a paragraph on the webpage. So it's not like you have, and it's just like a simple 1-sentence answer. It's not an essay or anything like that. Just because you're doing research doesn't mean it's a long drawn out process. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and create the rooms, and there will be a reminder when it's time to close, because I do have one last assignment I wanna give you before we leave. That's an interactive assignment, and you can do that sometime throughout the day. It doesn't have to be done right now, but this one I'd like for you to look at now. So I'm gonna go ahead and create the rooms. Okay, it's telling me who's in each room. We'll go ahead and use that sort of random setup, I guess. If I need to, I can pull people and exchange people. So I'll be going in and out just to make sure you're on task. If I need to tweak it, I will. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the rooms. Okay, so you should be seeing rooms now. Okay, it's asking you to join.
Never in my life have seen that many people leave a Zoom call that fast.
Okay, people aren't leaving. They're just going to breakout rooms. They're still with us. They're just in a different section. So you guys have to go to your own section. All right, I have Catherine Vest, Melody Roselle, Taylor Wheatley, not joined any breakout rooms.
Mine says leave meeting, and then it just says Zoom.
You should be able to go to the breakout room.
Yeah, it just says leave meeting or Zoom.
Okay, you can click leave meeting. That'll send you to the breakout room. You're leaving the main meeting and going into a smaller meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pop you into a couple of different rooms here.
Wait, y'all, how do we?
Hi guys. Does everybody understand the assignment?
No. Yeah.
You're
Kinda.
to open that Google Slides document, play it in present mode with one another, kind of talk to each other about what slide you're on. You won't be able to see it, but just talk about the choices that you can make and discuss the answers that you want to respond with. Okay. And I'll be back to check on your progress. Okay, so Catherine, Joseph, are you guys in here? Joseph, are you even in my class? All right, I'll be back. Morgan, did you have a problem?
I don't know what to do in the breakout room.
Okay, you and Emily and Lauren are opening up the Google Slides presentation that shows you the choice board. That's the 6 little maps that you can choose. Okay, did you guys all open that?
I'm opening it.
Okay, so
Okay.
open those and decide on which one of the 3 maps you want to do. You have to do one of each color, and it'll take you to that one, and then you just kind of read the question out loud and then try to get everyone to generate an answer. Pick your best answer, and everyone has to edit their own choice board. But the last slide tells me who was in a meeting together. So just type all 3 names. Like Lauren would type her name, Emily's, and Morgan. Emily would type her name, and then Lauren and Morgan. So on that last slide, but you're all generating answers together. So pick 3 of the maps, work through the answers together, and there you go. You got it, Morgan?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Lauren, Emily, you guys good?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna go check on everybody else.
Okay.
I can't hear Mr. Satan. He's muted. When your mom turns off your Wi-Fi so you can focus on virtual learning.
Okay. Listen, you guys need to sort of turn that music down, okay, and get on task. Your task is open up the choice board that you're doing, and you're going to select together the 3 options that you want to choose, and then you'll work through those questions together. With people working together, it makes it a little easier. The last slide is reserved for you to tell me who you were in a breakout room with. So in this Zoom room, you if Davey would put his name, and then he would put Alyssa, Diamond, and Bobby. So that tells me they were all in a breakout room together, and obviously I have evidence of that because I'm in here with you. And you're just going to kind of generate answers and ideas together. This is for you to collaborate and shoot ideas off of each other. So if you don't understand the choice board, or if you don't understand the questions, you have somebody else to help you. But you only have a few minutes to do it. So let's turn that music down and get on task. And I'll be back to check on you.
Okay, so why do pirates not know how to spell the alphabet? Bobby.
Okay, guys, I'm just checking on your progress, making sure everybody knows what they're doing. You guys know you're opening up the choice boards together, picking 3 choices together, working through the questions together. So you collaborate with one another. You can bounce questions off of one another. You can answer it and see if people agree or disagree. And then on the very last slide of the presentation, when you go to put your answers, you're going to put each other's names on there. So Trace, when you go to yours, you're going to put Trace. You're also going to put Nick, Anna, and Taylor on your last slide. Does everybody understand what their job is? Yes or no?
Yes.
Everybody good? Taylor, you got a question or you just raise your hand?
Mine won't let me open that like choice board thing.
What are you doing to try to open it?
Like I went and clicked that link thingy majiggy on Google Classroom or whatever.
Yeah.
And it said the website was unavailable.
It says Google Classroom is unavailable?
No, like the choice board thing was unavailable.
Did you go to classwork? Go to classwork up in the top, and then go click it from there.
All right.
And then open it, and it should open in Google Slides. Let me know if it's working. All right. So you guys talk together and try to figure out which questions you want to answer and then come up with some answers. You can edit those, after class if you need to, or you can work through it together and figure out how to edit. But everybody sends me a copy. So like if everybody does one and everybody puts each other's name on the last slide. So come up with answers together, but everybody does the choice board. But
Mr. Stanton.
I'm giving you guys the option of the same choices. Yes.
So when you do it, do you do every one but a different color?
You pick 3. Yeah. You pick 3 different colors. You only do 3. You don't do all 6.
Okay.
Okay, got it. That's why it makes it your choice. Taylor, did that work for you?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on.
Okay. All right. So go up to present. In the right-hand side, it says present, and that'll pull it up on your screen as like a slideshow, and that'll help you generate the links so you can go through. All right. So I'll come back and check on you guys in a minute. Go ahead and get started working on those together. Okay, so are you guys having any trouble? I see a couple of you don't have video on. It's really hard to collaborate when you can't see each other. Alyssa, you understand what's going on? Everybody working together?
We don't know what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay, on Google Classroom, you're supposed to pull up the choice board that I sent you. Okay, the choice board is gonna have 6 different maps on it of different colors. There are 3 different colors. You have to choose 3 different color maps to work on. You don't have to do all 6. That's why it's called a choice board. You get the choice of 3. You got to pick a different color. And you're all doing like deciding on which ones you want to pick together.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
What you do then is when it takes you to the link, you do the question, and then you have to go back into edit mode once you're finished to add all your answers. The answers are easy to find, and they're easy. It's not a hard assignment. I'm just introducing you to choice boards right now, and I'm also introducing you to this application, which is called a breakout room. So Trey and Mia, I can't see your faces, so I have no idea if you're listening to me or not. So why don't you chime in? Do you understand, Mia, Trey?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Work together on that. Generate answers. Pick three. You have. That's the thing, though. You have to pick the same three. And then on the very last slide of the presentation, there's a slide that says add all the names of the people in your Zoom room. So Alyssa, when you go to do yours, you're going to add your name, Mia's name, and Trey's name. Trey, when you go to do yours, you'll put your name, and then you'll put Alyssa's name, and you'll put Mia's name, because you guys all collaborated together on the answers. Okay? I'll come back and check on you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Pirate dictionary.
Okay, coming to you guys to check, make sure everybody's good. I sent Darren here also because he just joined class. He's not here yet, but you guys know how to access the assignment and understand what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Good? All right, good to go. Just make sure you put your names at the bottom slide. So whenever you go to add all your answers, Emily, when you put yours, you'll also put Anna's name and vice versa. Got it?
Okay.
You guys are doing good.
All right.
Help.
Don't.
So Melody doesn't know what she's doing, and she needs help.
Somebody ask for help?
Me, because we're confused and we need help. Because Melody is not very good at screen sharing.
Oh, are you trying to share your screen? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, it's confusing because her screen is like all laggy and like, yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to share the presentation so everybody can see it from one perspective?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine if you can figure it out. Yeah, since I'm sharing and then you're sharing from me, and then you try to share with everybody else, it might be laggy. So the best bet would probably just be to open it up in your own browser, and then kind of go through the slides verbally and say, "Hey guys, we're on slide, like we're on the choice board. Let's pick the first brown one or the first tan one," and kind of just choose it that way, and then click on them and go there together and make sure everybody's just kind of on the same page. Probably not a good idea to share a screen that's being shared already from some other place. It's almost like making a clone. You make a clone of something, technically you're copying it, and it's probably not as good as the first one. So if you make a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone, it gets kind of dumber. Like if I were to make a clone of myself, my like 50th clone would be like a dumb me. So, which would be cool if I had a clone. But hey, all right. So anyway, do you guys understand the assignment though? Do you know what to do on the choice board and how to do the answers and all that stuff?
No.
No, who said no?
Okay.
Okay. You're opening up the choice board on Google Classroom, and when it pulls up on your screen, it'll look like a slideshow. Like you click the assignment, and it'll go to almost looks like a PowerPoint thing that you might edit. Okay, up in the top right-hand corner, there's a present button. In order to get it to work right, you click that present button, and then it'll come up on your screen and look like a slideshow. Go through the slides. It'll take you to the choice board, which has 6 maps. You're picking one of each color of those maps together. All of you are choosing one white map, one tan map, and one brown map. And then whichever one you decide to click, everybody clicks on that, and it's going to take you to another slide that's going to give you a question. Do the question together, figure out the answer. There's a couple of jokes, a couple of math problems, and a couple of research questions. The research questions are really easy. It's going to take you to a website. You find them really quickly. It's like a paragraph that you have to read. And then when you come back, and you have all your answers, exit present mode. In the little tabs at the bottom, there's an exit bar. Just click exit and it'll take you back to the menu view. So then you find your slide that you want to add your answer to, and you add a text box and add an answer, and you're done. That's it. And then on the very last slide, there's a place for you to put all your names. So Gavin, when you put your name on your slides at the bottom, you're also going to put Shy and Melody and Zach, and then vice versa. Everybody puts everybody else's name on their slide. Everybody has to do it. I don't want one turned into me. I want everybody to turn one in. But that's how you do it. So everybody understand? Got it, Gavin?
Yeah.
Well, okay, you asked. Everybody else got it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm leaving, so you guys can finish it up.
Ow.
Okay, so the breakout rooms are currently closing. They're 30 seconds away from kicking everybody out. So we'll give it another 20 seconds. Okay, you guys are all back with me now. That is what you call a breakout room or a Zoom room. So I put you guys in collaborative small groups so that you could generate some answers from a choice board. That was what we did. Hopefully you got to generate answers. If nothing else, hopefully someone walked you through how to do the assignment. So now your job is to go through Google Slides. If you didn't get answers from your partners, Lauren got kicked out. If you didn't get if you didn't get answers from your partners, you can find the answers yourselves and add them to your Google Slides and send them to me. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a choice board really. And we have one final assignment for the day for our study of pirate speak. And I want to show you that now. Let's see. If you guys will go over to Google Classroom, let me make sure. Yeah, I got to share my screen. So if you guys will go over to Google Classroom, you will see that down on the 1, 2, third post down on the stream, on the third post down on the stream, I have given you a reminder activity. And that's going to also give you a code. You can see the 1E327B23. That's the code you need if it doesn't work automatically the first time. But when you click it, what it's going to do, it's going to take you off-site to a program called Flipgrid. And I'm going to make sure that my audio's on. So I want to share one more thing with you before we go. Okay, so I'm sharing the computer sound now. So on Flipgrid, we're going to take the immersive reader, and it's going to read to you what your job is.
Today you are a pirate. In your best pirate impression, tell us about your day. Will you pilfer and plunder and you search the 7 seas for a buried treasure? Will you swing from the yardarm and make your enemies walk the plank? Will you be a quirky, eccentric pirate, like Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow, or will you be a suave, debonair pirate, like Errol Flynn's Captain Blood? Before you talk, you might consider doing some research on how pirates speak, and the types of words they use. If you dress up like a pirate and or speak like a pirate, I will give you extra credit.
Okay, so your job then is to record a response, which is right here, or you can find it way down here. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you, now this is open for every class. I didn't actually separate this into classes for the first one because it's the same thing and I wanted everybody to collaborate together. I'll just have to separate it out when I grade. But here is my example. So if I can be this goofy, so can you.
Ahoy, mateys. Today be Talk Like a Pirate Day. I want to know what would happen if you woke up like me. What would your day be like? Would you swab the decks, swing from the yardarms, find a buried treasure? Let me know in the video comments below.
And also,
Ahoy, me hearties, I have my sword. And here is my pet Polly and her sword.
okay, so that is just an example. You guys can look at the examples, but if you go down and you click on the first one, I'm not going to play it again, but if you go down to the bottom, you notice that comments are not text comments, they're video related comments. So your job is to make a video response to the assignment, but you also have to comment on somebody else's assignment too. I will put that in Google Classrooms. You have to make a comment, a nice comment, not a derogatory comment. Okay, so here is an example of a comment.
Okay, so I made Lorelai give you guys an example. I made her do it, so, you know, she's acting goofy. No, she always likes to act goofy anyway.
Yeah, don't be nervous while you're doing this. You'll get used to the voice after you do it. We like to goof off, and we hope you guys do it and enjoy it.
Yeah, just have fun with it.
Have fun.
Yeah, because, talking like a pirate's kind of silly, but that's okay. We could be silly, right? Because it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. So we're allowed to. If any day of the year you're allowed to talk like a pirate, it's today.
Ooh, and my favorite pirate is Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow, yeah. So be Johnny Depp today.
Yeah.
All right, so that is pretty much all we're going to talk about today. Kept you the entire time, I know, but it's because we had a lot to talk about. So you have the Google Slides choice board assignment, and you have the Flipgrid assignment. Those are your 2 assignments for the day. Any questions, raise your hand. You can also refer to Google Classroom for questions, and I'll let you guys go so you can get your next class.